Hey y'all, my name's Tyson, and this week we're going to use SketchUp and Photoshop to create a depth of field effect. So, um, you may have played around with, you can export SketchUp images and combine them, composite them in Photoshop for some really cool effects. One of the videos that we had on this channel way back in the day was on doing that and using some filters in Photoshop to create this kind of depth of field effect. That video is really old. I think it's gone now, but let's have some fun, recreate a classic, and see what we can do. Update a classic. We'll update this classic. Let's get to it. All right. This, you may recognize this scene. This is Aaron and I modeled this in our live sessions, and so I've just duplicated it, kind of made the scene a little bit longer so that we have a little more depth to work with. What we want to do is create a style and use fog and use shadows to create a depth map. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's start with the styles. I'm going to save this scene because we're going to want to have this. In fact, let me turn shadows a little bit darker. Oops, darker. Something like that. And then I'm going to go to the scenes, make sure I've got everything included here, and save a scene. All right, then we can get back to this. Now that we've got that, let's mess it all up. So, under styles, got my just general modeling scene here. Let's duplicate that. Now what we're going to create is something like this. But we need to create it first. Let me turn shadows off, and let's see how we can do this. So, call it depth map. Let's go in and we're gonna, instead of having a style, even something like this, let's turn it to monochrome mode. Now, as long as all your faces are outside facing, if I look at, say, this rock, I could reverse these faces and then it would be blue. We want all of these to be the same, to be that same white. So let me undo that. Just make sure your faces are all same uniform color. So I'll update. The background probably is not going to matter for what we're going to do, but just to be sure, we'll turn it to black. My edges, I'm going to turn my edges off for the moment. I'm going to come back to these. You'll see why in a moment. But so what we can see here is this starts to be what we need. Now, if I turn fog on, you can see there's two sliders. One is sort of the far extent, and one is the near extent of the fog. We're just going to put those somewhere around here. Now, this isn't quite what we need. This would work, but we want to push it a little farther. So let's go into shadows, turn shadows on, and I'm going to push these sliders all the way. This light one actually shouldn't matter, but if we push dark all the way, now you can see we get this really compelling depth map where things in the foreground are pure white and things in the background fade to black. And I'm going to go ahead. You can see, you might be able to see there's still a little bit of edges showing, and that is in the styles. If we go back to edges and leave edges on, just make sure that all the edges are white. That will get rid of that. So Let me update that. So we've got our style, we've got all of this. Let me turn axis off in our style. And let's save this as a style, scene. So we should have, excellent, 2 different versions that we can revert to. When we create this depth map, just to come back to the fog settings, this is something you can definitely play around with, depending on how much of a depth effect you want. But generally, you want sort of the extents of your model back there fading away towards black, and the near parts of your model. You can see I can really push that so that a lot is up here, but I'm going to try to get just the nearest stuff in white. All right, let's export this as an image and our other version as an image and go to Photoshop. So make sure that these are decent quality. Export this one. I should turn this access off, but we'll just leave it for now. I do want to make sure I'm exporting both these images exactly the same. Let's go to Photoshop now. Let's see here. So in Photoshop, I'm just going to drag those images in here. So let me see. I go to my desktop. Here they are. There's one. And I will drag the other one on top of it. Yep, make it the same size. So I've got the 2 images here. This, by bringing this first image in, it made it a background. I'm just going to double click so it's a layer. And I'm actually going to duplicate it. That way we preserve this other layer if we want to try this again. So under this layer, we're going to use channels, but first let's go over here. So this is what we want to copy. I'm going to hit Command or Control All. So I select all. I'm going to hit copy. And that's all I need. I can turn that back off. Now I'm going back to their color layer. In fact, I can deselect. If I go to channels instead of the layers, I'm going to add a channel, and that'll add this alpha channel. And I'm going to paste. So use the keyboard shortcut or paste, and it will paste that into this alpha channel. Again, I'm going to deselect. I can turn the alpha channel off. You don't need to see it, but it's there. So in our layer, now we want to add an effect. So let's go up to Filter, Blur, and the one we want is right here, Lens Blur. Lens Blur is going to blur that image out. Let me see, let me make sure we have this selected correctly. Back blur, lens blur. There we go. Under source, it's got the alpha selected, but you want to make sure that it's choosing that alpha channel that we created. But you can see already kind of what's happening. By having that depth field, we have clarity up here, and it gets more blurry as it goes farther back. In fact, if we take this radius, we could really, you can see how much blur we can introduce. There's a little bit of noise in this. There's a lot of settings here, kind of just stuff to play with. I'm going to turn that noise mostly down. But what's really cool about this is we can invert this, so we can have clarity back here, but we can also change the distance at what we want. So if I want focus way up in the foreground, I can push it towards the foreground. If I want it to be more around this house, I can slide this and get more clarity here. If I want the back to be clearer, I can do that. Now I've got this radius turned way up too much, but that would be a good way for me to say, I want the focus to be right here. So I've got blur here and here. And now I'll kind of dial it back, the effect. But that helped me see that I got focus right here. And so we've got a little bit of blur in the background, some in the foreground, and we've got our depth of field set right here. So it's a pretty cool effect. Again, lens blur using that alpha channel. And we've applied it to this layer. So again, if we wanted to mess around with this some more, that's why we created it as a duplicate layer. That way we could create the effect again if we wanted. Zoom in just to kind of see it a little better. I think that's so fun. Is it something you'll use daily or for a lot of your projects? Probably not. I mean, it's kind of a niche or one-off little effect. But if you combine this with other things by exporting just edge layers, giving different depth, I don't know, that you could do a lot with this. One caveat to keep in mind, if we look back at our depth map, you remember that to get this really good transition back here, I had to take these sliders and we lost some of the shadow. So you can kind of still get a lot of the same effect like, in something like this and get some of those shadows included. So, play around with the idea. That's kind of, it's fun because you do have some options there in how you export. So that's the idea. I hope that was kind of interesting for you. If you have your own ideas, because goodness knows, there's a dozen ways to do the same thing in SketchUp, and there's a dozen ways to do the same thing in Photoshop. So let us know how you might have done something similar, or if you think this effect is cool, or how you might push it farther. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, please do subscribe and let us know what else you'd like to see us make in these videos. We want to make things that are definitely compelling and interesting for you. All right, thanks, y'all.